Hello and welcome to my Let's Play Star Trek Online on the PS4. I'm the Big B82 and this is part 14 of my Delta Recruit 2021 Federation Engineer. Now we're temporarily going to be assigned to the USS Black, which is a Cheyenne class heavy cruiser. Here she is. We're not going to be using her after this. We're going to be getting a new ship after this, which is going to be the Ambassador class support cruiser. So let's howl for the mission and then we'll get the show on the road. Now because this is out of sequence and it's not in the Romulan, it used to be in the Romulan mystery but it's not anymore. It got moved to yesterday's war. Now I highly recommend that once you reach level 20 that you do Temporal Ambassador out of sequence, because you do get a free tier 3 starship. When you do Temporal Ambassador in sequence, by the time you actually do it, the ship's worthless to you, and you don't get to use the benefits of a free ship. So, and I've never used a Ambassador class, and it's the Pro C. What can possibly go wrong? So let's howl for the mission.
We've detected an anomaly in the Azure Nebula. Because of the Tholian activity in that area, we're concerned that they may be attempting to open a rift to the mirror universe. I need a ship to go out there and check it out.
Good old Tholians. I'm going to be running with them quite a few times. Actually, I'm really running into them that much. Quite depressing, really. So just bear with me. Accept. Okay, let's begin. Temporal Ambassador. I shall crack out my cheesy captain's log. The captain's log, Stardate 86229.72. We are testing USS Black before we are transferred to a new ship. Starfleet has detected unusual activity in the Azure Nebula. Tholians have been sighted in the nebula and command would like us to patrol. It will be a good test for the ship and her new crew. It's not bad ship. The I would be using the Excelsior class. Definitely a new on that one because I've used it before. Captain, Starfleet Command reports that a space-time anomaly has been seen in this area of space. With the Tholian activity in this region, they wanted us to check it out and see what we can learn. I have sensors. I have it on sensors, sir. Looking in the coordinates now. Basically this ship is based around the Stargazer. It's like a more modern view of it, and also I think it was a that was odd. I am no longer detecting anything in front of us. I'm picking up a similar or possibly the same anomaly at a new location. I'll update the coordinates on the map. I think there was a TNG ship forward themselves. Could be wrong. I'm sure someone will tell me. Happened again, the anomaly just jumped to a new location. You can't be doing it forever, sir. We just need to get close enough for a sensor sweep. D7. Now again, science teams are working on extending the sensor range of the captain. New coordinates locked in. Anomaly is holding steady, sir, and its current location scans are ready for use on your orders. Scan the anomaly. Freighter Black requesting permission to dock at Tholian base. Mission granted, you're authorized for docking bay 3. Okay. Like I say, it's not a good idea to pick this up early. If you're an engineer anyway, if you're a tactical officer or a science officer, then the ship's pretty useless to you, but you know, it's nice to get a free ship. Free ships cannot be sniffed at. Franklin Drake.
Do you have a question?
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Franklin Drake. I was born on a little colony world on the edge of Cardassian space. After the Federation fell to the Klingons, a lot of people moved out of the war zones to try to make new lives. It worked. For a while. When the Bajorans discovered that wormhole and the Dominion invaded, no world, no matter how remote, was safe. I signed on to help fight the Dominion, for all the good that did. The Dominion swallowed the Bajorans whole, and then joined up with the Breen and the Cardassians to destroy the Klingons and the Romulans. After that, it was just a matter of carving up the Alpha Quadrant. The Tholians got this piece of space in exchange for signing a non-aggression pact with the Dominion. It wasn't hard to see that the only way to survive was to sign on. Now I'm like you. I work for the Tholians, and in exchange I get a cot, a couple of replicated meals, and the chance to live for one more day. With a little luck, I'll get through tomorrow, too.
Well,
do you need anything else?
I'm back with the Tesca site ship.
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something.
Thanks.
Do you need anything else?
No, I don't. Thank you very much. So, now a lot of our crew are scattered on the station. Some recognise us, some don't. Also, some pretty significant characters are also around here as well, which we can chat to. But because it's like an alternate timeline, some of them don't remember us. So, this is Zavra. We know he's our chief engineer. Tell me about yourself. I'm Zahara. I've been in here for about 6 weeks now, working in a cargo base. I'm pretty good at fixing things, not even the worn-out junk the Tholians give us. You look familiar. So do you. Have I seen you in any other work camps in the sector? That's Zahara. Over here is the 10. Of course, in our timeline, he's the leader of the Romulan Republic.
Hello.
Tell me about yourself.
For all I know, you could be informing on me to the Tholians. But if I don't answer, you'll probably tell them I'm hiding something. Fine. My name is Tatan. I was born on Romulus. After the war, I signed on to a freighter crew working the Bolian run. My captain got in trouble with the Tholians, and I ended up here. I'm a true and loyal servant of the Tholians, and I don't want any trouble. Now go away and leave me alone. I have work to do. Don't bother me.
Okay, so that's the 10th. We could go and meet every individual that's around. Is this door open? I think our first officer is in here. So there's Slamic. You'll remember him from the Installation 18 when we rescued him.
It's too bright in here.
Tell me about yourself.
Why? Why would you care about me? No one cares about me. I don't even care anymore. Go away. Go away.
Okay. As bright and useful as always. So here's Elisa. Elisa Flores, our first officer. In the alternate timeline. In the proper timeline, anyway. Tell me about yourself. I'm Elisa Flores, but most people around here call me Chief. I do a little bit of everything: security, ship work, cargo hauling, anything that pays, and will get me to the next port. You look familiar. Yeah, I've seen you around. Weren't you the one that got caught cheating in that Tongo game on Drozana? Heard that Ferengi had his Nautican buddies break your arms. How long were you out of action? Of course. Most famous person on DS9? Morn? Tell me about yourself. Okay. Now, Garrick is... I don't know if his voice has been changed on this, but he is... This used to be a... Cardassian ambassador.
Have we met?
Yeah, they haven't changed his voice. So tell me about yourself.
You're just asking to be polite, aren't you? I find idle chatter so tedious these days. Still, it's a way to pass the time. My name is Rugen Skyle. I used to be a member of the Cardassian government until I had a conflict with a rival faction. Politics on my world can be quite cutthroat. Now I'm here. It's better than execution, but only just. The food here is terrible, and the company is worse. Another question.
So he's there. So he's Rugal Sky. He is actually an ambassador to the Federation in the proper timeline, but not anymore. He was replaced in every instance of the game, and now by Ian Garrick. Unfortunately for him, they obviously didn't get old Andrew to do the voice for this part. But I guess that's an oversight. Maybe one day they'll update this. This is Admiral Tanay. We know her as she's the person giving us orders from Starbase 39 Sierra. In our timeline, she's an admiral.
Yes.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Tanay, and for many years I served in Starfleet. After the war was lost, I joined a resistance movement attempting to liberate the core worlds. We failed. We were able to keep the Klingons at bay, but not the Dominion and their allies. After the Breen destroyed Earth and the Dominion occupied Betazed, continued resistance was illogical. Against all reason, we continued our fight as our resistance cells fell, one by one. You might say I was one of the fortunate ones. I survived. I would not agree. Do you require anything?
Okay. This is Vakel Shon. We haven't met him yet in the Prime universe, but he is captain of the USS Belfast.
How can I assist you?
And in the future will be captain of the USS Enterprise F, but yeah. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Vakel Shon, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies, mostly. But once in a while, they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back, and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. But they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out. If there's anything else...
This is Obasek. We'll be meeting him soon.
I will be free.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Obasek. Once my people served the Romulans. Now we have new masters. I will serve her now, because to refuse would be my death. But when the time is right, we'll rise up against our oppressors and destroy them. If you would be free, watch for an opportunity. The Tholians will show their weakness soon enough. Do not waste my time.
Even in this timeline, he still wants freedom for the for his people. Okay, so that's the commissary area. So let's get our food and we'll progress the story, and then we'll meet the rest of the people who are in the bunk area. Humanoid dietary supplement 47.
Haven't seen you around here before, Captain.
Richard Castillo, Lieutenant Castillo from the.
Got a minute to talk?
Tell me about yourself.
Call me Castillo. Not a lot to tell, I guess. I'm Lieutenant J.G. Richard Castillo, Helm Officer of the USS Enterprise C, an unwilling time traveler. I'm normally the Helm Officer, but I'm Senior Officer now that Captain Garrett and the rest of the senior staff are gone. I've got to do what the Captain would want. Get us back to where we belong, and finish what we set out to do.
No, this is kind of like kind of a sequel to yesterday's Enterprise, with the famous line, "History shall remember the name Enterprise," where the Enterprise C at Naranda was fighting a fleet of warbirds protecting a Klingon colony. The Enterprise C got pulled through to the to 2368, I think it was, and basically the timeline changed and the Federation was at war with the Klingons. Captain Picard sent them back, and the timeline got restored. And something went wrong, and they've ended up here.
I know this is hard to accept, but we're not supposed to be here.
I'm new here.
I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew. We were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed. We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship.
What are you talking about? Who is this us?
Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed.
So that's basically the plot of yesterday's Enterprise. A fantastic episode of TNG.
We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. The Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right, but then the Klingons found us and the Enterprise D, and there's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
Lead on. Okay, so now we're going to meet Tasha. But before we do, we'll see everyone here in this area, including that guy over there. But I don't normally get to show off all the other characters in this thing, because I normally just breeze through it, because I normally do, by the time I'm doing it, I don't need the ship, so it's nice to do this. So we'll speak to Tasha in a second. So let's go and speak with Nellen. Nellen is
This place isn't what it's supposed to be.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Neelan. I'm an
Elorian.
Some people would call me a wanderer. I go from place to place, listening to the universe, to the people, and then I look at you and this place and I can't explain it, but it's wrong. All of it. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are.
Now, I didn't actually know that, but Nellen is actually the bartender at Club 47 on SPACEDOCK. So that's who he is in the prime in the prime timeline.
Something's not right here.
Well, we should go and have a chat with him. I think we don't know who he is, and I know exactly where Club 47 is. Can you tell me what was supposed to happen?
I can't see it clearly. I just know that something is wrong. That woman over there, does she have a daughter? Someone named Sela. I know that's important, but there are a lot of other things. I'm sorry, it's difficult to put into words. What I can tell you is that if someone asks for your help, give it. That will set things right. Something's not...
Okay, so that's known. Now, he's up here. So we've got Ferric.
You looking for something?
We won't meet Ferric yet, and I don't think unless you do the yeah, because she's in the sub. It's like it's now a side quest, but she's basically a captain of a Ferengi ship we have to meet in the prime timeline, and she betrays us, which is typical for a Ferengi. And you can decide whether to arrest her, or sorry, to let her go, or blow her up for the Dominion. I'll cover that when we actually meet her again. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Ferric. Wheeling and dealing is my game. At least it was, until the webheads put a stop to any trade that doesn't benefit them. Still, I know how to get a few things. You looking for bonus replicator rations? Maybe a bottle of authentic pre-war Romulan ale? If you've got something to trade, I've got what you need. Hey, I got...
Okay, and the last person we can meet is Bravat. Now, Bravat, we've met. He's, of course, trying to use the Doomsday Machine to to blow up Federation worlds, and we stopped him. There are more to his story.
What do you want?
Unfortunately, most of it's been cut at the moment, pending updates, so they say. Tell me more about yourself.
My name is Bavat. Before the Tholians conquered the Empire, I was the leader of a great house. I sat on the High Council and spoke for the Empire on more than a dozen worlds. None of that matters now. The past is nothing to a slave. I will die here in service to the Tholians, just like you will. Ask your question.
Okay, so that is pretty much everybody. And wait, no, and here is Travell, my science officer. Tell me about yourself. My name is Travell. I served on a few ships, but cargo haulers don't need science officers, so it's harder to find a berth these days. You don't know of a ship that's looking for a crew, do you? I'm willing to work hard. I even cook if that's what the ship needs. Anything to get out of this work camp. You look familiar. I get that a lot. I must be one of those faces. And that is all our senior crew, all our senior staff. I don't think you can get to see anyone else, but I think they're the main three you get. So, Tasha.
We need your help.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Tasha Yar. I was Chief Tactical Officer of the USS Enterprise D. In my timeline, we were fighting a war against the Klingons, and I was proud to do my part to protect the Federation. What I learned, though, in the correct timeline, history as it should be, I died a meaningless death. I accepted the risks when I put on the uniform, and I don't regret what happened. But if I'm going to die, I want it to mean something. That's why I chose to go back with the Enterprise C. I know this is a lot to accept, but you have to trust us.
What's going on here?
I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline. One in which I was alive, but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help.
Count me in. What do you need me to do?
Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least. Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise.
I'll do that. I'll do it. What's next?
Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
Thanks. Okay. So we got alternate ally, accolade, alternate allies. I don't know what the hell that one even is. What is that accolade? Talk to everyone in an alternate timeline. Oh. So, I didn't know that was an accolade. Anyway, that door's now open. So we're going to speak with Franklin Drake, who is, as we know, down here. Now, Franklin Drake, in our timeline, is actually a member of Section 31. Although he claims to be a member of Starfleet Intelligence, but he's not.
Do you have a question?
Yaron Castile said you had a key for me?
Take it. Here's a map too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect any more help from me. The Federation fell before I was born. I shouldn't even care, but there's something about Yaron Castillo. I know they believe they can make a difference. Makes me want to believe.
Thank you. I'll take the risk.
Do you need anything else?
Nope. Now we need to. That announcement cuts me out. Well, we need to create a diversion. Now, in each faction has in each individual you can convince to assist you. Obsec will not help. Will not help us because we are, of course, a Federation character, so he'll just ignore us. If you're a Romulan character, you'll be able to convince him to do it. Garrick will just flat out refuse. I think that's Ferric won't do it because she's a Ferengi, and the person we need to speak to is Bakil Shon because we're a Federation character, and the person in the Klingons is of course Bravat, if you can convince him to do it. So we'll just go and speak with Bakil Shon, captain of the Belfast.
How can I assist you?
Can I get you to create a diversion for us? We need to reach the control room.
I don't remember the Federation or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born. This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about. I want the Federation back. I'll help. Just tell me what you need.
Thanks.
I'll die This food isn't fit for dogs. Die already.
And in we go. And now we're going to the maintenance stalls. We've got weird hands, no doubt. Okay. Now there's 3 more achievements for us to get in here.
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, where you are currently.
Okay. So let's head forward for a little bit.
We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue as planned.
Why would the Tholians put a system in place that would create a hostile environment for them?
The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling for study. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's look at the Azure map again. Keep going. And I believe this is the... here we go. Examine the corpse. He's dead, Jim. Who's Jim? Okay. And close the methane vents. And put in oxygen. That should give them a surprise. Okay, we need to go back. Why is this a triples? The triples trills softly. Elder Tribble, please share your wisdom. The Tribble coos for a moment, then rolls gently towards you looking for food. You realise you're talking to a Tribble. Maybe you've been in these access tunnels for too long, or maybe it's the gas fumes. Okay, and now we'll lower the ambient temperature, which will kill the Tholians. Now, because we're a Delta recruit, there is something we need to get that's in there. So let's carry on. Is that right way? Yeah. Down here, and there we go. Level appropriate gear. Treasure hunting, and those are the acolytes that are in here. And we go that way. No, go the wrong way. That way. And then that way. That way. And we complete the map, which is also another achievement. Remember where we parked. Determine what the Tholians know about the Iconians. Perhaps is it? It's just, I think it's through the door. There we go. Read the Tholian data logs on the Iconians.
I've engaged the security lockouts. That will buy us a little time.
The Tholians have an extreme interest in Iconian
Good thing that this
technology.
Tesseract device seems to be
They've
temporarily shielded, I
targeted
guess.
New Romulus as a key site for excavations. I'll alert the Republic forces there. They'll need to be ready when the Tholians land.
Okay. So now we need to reactivate the USS Enterprise C. So now we can speak with Tasha.
We don't have much time.
What's your specialty?
I know a few tricks to take that tractor beam system offline. I'm also fairly confident that with enough time, I can release the docking clamps holding the ship, or take down the Tholians' web shielding. We don't have much time.
Tonight?
I am here to assist. What do you... My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel. I am familiar with most of the ship's systems, but I spent several months working on a refit of the ship's computer. I am confident I can restore the ship's power levels. I am here to assist.
She can do the ship's power levels, and...
We need to work together. I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell. We need to work together.
You can do the docking clamps. That means I am on the web.
I'm changing the targeting subroutines for the tractor beams.
Yes, she will give us a running commentary on everything that she does. Sorry I'm cutting them short, but it's time's time. Basically, helm officer, former, I think she's a former officer on board the ambassador.
Tractor beam is disabled.
And Tasha's just Tasha. It is kind of cool watching each one of these do. Once she restores power to the ship, see the ship reactivate. The ship now back under power, and once he releases the, and we'll see the docking clamps get pulled away. Away they come. Tholians know about the okay.
I thought you deactivated all the security protocols. Do you want me to do that for you? I know a few things about force fields.
I'm an engineer. I know probably a lot more than you.
Having trouble? You do know that we could have Tholians swarming us any minute, right?
The dorsal phaser array there.
I thought we took care of everything. Starfleet Protocol 547C clearly states...
I don't think the Tholians have heard of Protocol 547C.
Okay, now this is when the old mission normally bugs. Let's hope it doesn't. Otherwise that made me look like a complete fool. And there she is. The Enterprise C. Ambassador class. upgraded paint as well, which is nice.
Captain, I'm detecting Tholian mesh weavers headed for our position.
Yeah, let them come.
Tholian orbit, in intercept. Tholian recluses moving into weapons range. I recommend evasive action. Tholian tarantula on sensors. Nowhere and destroyed that Tholian tarantula. I've never seen a ship of that configuration before. Or one with that color.
Looks like you could use some help. We took a hit. Phasers are partially offline. We'll need to work together to take out this last ship.
Yes, sir. Hell, I do. Terrans? No, had them appear before.
Is clear, and the temporal anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. It will put you back where you need to be.
Who are you? How do you know where we need to be?
That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
Thanks for your help. Setting course now. Okay. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Back you go, Enterprise. Where am I? What am I doing here?
I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well.
And what are you going to do with me then?
We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of.
So how do I get back?
As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
That's strange, sir. I thought for I thought I had something on sensors, but it's gone. Everything is quiet. No Tholians or any other ships within range. And your normally Starfleet command wanting us to investigate isn't here either. We can depart the system on your orders. So the brief appearance of the USS Black and the Cheyenne class heavy cruiser. She will be remembered. Probably.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.
Congratulations on restoring the timeline and ensuring that the USS maintained its proper place in history. You will receive an ambassador class ship of your own.
Congratulations, Commander.
And that's exactly what we want. We'll go into our inventory and we're coming down here in a little box, and there she is. Special requisition pack, support cruiser, ambassador. Use and special gift. Take back to ESD. Okay, here we are. Let's head to ESD. Okay.
Starfleet welcomes its allies from the Romulan Republic to Earth SPACEDOCK.
Well, they can do whatever they want. Now, Club 47 is over here.
Greetings. My name is Philip Cray. I'm a temporal agent working.
Yeah, we'll deal with you soon. We accidentally triggered yesterday's war arc, but that's we'll cover that when we get there. Now, it said he was a bartender here, so all the way up. I haven't gone too far. Yeah. And oh, here he is. Zoom. Okay, so let's go and get our get into our ship. Tinker with her a little bit as well while we're here on the stream. Come over to this guy here, manage the ships. There's the USS Grottus. What the hell is it going to be called that? Here's Indianapolis. NCC 10535. Put an A on there. It should be a refit. Here's our new ship. Yeah. I'll punch people in the face. There is the Magachi. Magachi was the refit. Oh no, that's gonna cost me money. Those are the newer ones. I haven't got them yet. Yamaguchi, I don't know what the hell that one even is. I think that's the refit. There's our ship, the USS Enterprise, USS Indianapolis. That will be the ship we'll be donning. We'll keep the windows. Save it, and that is going to be the end of the stream and the end of the part. So thank you very much for watching. I'm the Big B82. Please subscribe, comments are welcome, and I appreciate any thumbs up as well. And I will see you in part 15 when we go and tackle the vault and not use our new ship. Instead, we'll be flying around in a shuttle, so that will be fun. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and ciao for now.